What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back, yes, to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for this upcoming new comic book day, which is tomorrow, December 11th of 2024. There are a lot of good covers. My pull list is a little small, which we'll cover in just a little bit. But overall, guys, this video is just me trying to get you pumped and excited for all the amazing comic books coming out this week that has me really excited. So let's not waste any more time because I have very little time to edit this video today. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in to probably my favorite part of this video, and that is my cover lever picks. Now, one of my favorite parts of making videos in the month of December is having my little Christmas tree here. It's so cute, it's so adorable with all these amazing colored lights on it. I just absolutely love it. Now, before we go over these covers, guys, I do want to remind you guys that these are the covers that I found coming out this week that I really like, that I think would be worthy of picking up based on just the cover art alone. But there are so many other covers that I did not per se think were cover lever picks that you guys might think they are. So I would highly suggest you guys go over to League of Comic Geeks. There's a link down in the description below. Go to new books and you guys can see all the amazing covers coming out this week. Now, one more thing. Do you guys prefer colored lights or white lights on your Christmas tree? I prefer the white lights, even though I do have colored lights here and I really enjoy them on my small Christmas tree. But my big Christmas tree, I really like the warm white lights. Not the cool lights, the warm white lights. All right, guys, the first cover that I think is amazing coming out this week is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 63, the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man variant done by Scotty Young. This one, a foot is coming down and squishing him. Now, there is not a 1 in 100 black and white that I found on League of Comic Geeks. That does not mean there isn't, but the 1 in 100 that is for this issue is a black and white Disney variant. So just keep that in mind. Now, there is another cover for this same book, the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 63, that I think is pretty good. It is the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Lucas Wernick. Now, my question for you is, how the hell is Black Cat staying up where she is? Because they look like they're on the side of a building and she's kind of just like hovering, but she's not sitting on his knee. She's just holding his scarf. So how is she staying vertical like that? Really interested to hear what you guys think, how she's doing that. Let me know down in the comments below. But let's move on, because next up is another amazing cover with Transformers issue number 15 with the cover F, which is a 1 in 100 foil ratio variant done by Dustin Nguyen. You got Optimus Prime, he's got Megatron's gun on his arm, and it is so good. Dustin Nguyen is an amazing artist. The next up is Green Lantern, issue number 18, the cover B and the cover C, which is a connecting cover set done by Mark Spears. Mark Spears is just all the rage right now, and these covers are so good. I'm definitely picking up the set of them, and I'm going to display them up here right next to each other so we can see that connecting cover magic. Now, there is another cover for this book that I like. It is the cover E, which is the Artist Spotlight variant done by David Nakayama. So good. This is a really good cover, even though I don't love this depiction of this character so much because she is just more of a badass than she is a sex symbol, but I don't know, this cover is still really good. Now, next up is Ultimate Universe 1 Year In, issue number 1 with the spoiler variant done by Alessandro Cappuccio, and it is just fantastic. Alessandro is such a fantastic artist, and if you are not reading Moon Knight, maybe you should, because he's the main artist on that book, and it is such a badass book, and he is a badass artist. The next up is another cover for this same issue. Actually, we have 2 more covers for this issue, and first up is the variant cover done by D.K. Ruan featuring Black Panther, and it's freaking awesome. And the other cover that I like is an exclusive, and it is the Unknown Comics foil version exclusive done by Ivan Tao, and it has the Ultimate Wolverine on it, and he looks like an absolute badass. So good. Now, next up is Phoenix issue number 6 with the variant cover done by Jessica Fong, and this is really good. I really like it. It's definitely my favorite for this issue of Phoenix. Now, next up is Storm issue number 3 with the variant cover done by Nicoletta Balderi, and it's just cute, adorable, and fantastic. I really dig that cover. Next up, X Factor issue number 4 with the variant in the 1 in 100 virgin ratio variant done by Jenny Frison. Now, if you haven't joined the Discord, link down in the description below. You should definitely join the Discord. But I had a debate with Perrin down in there that there is this cover right here, which is a Jenny Frison cover, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I prefer the virgin over the trade dress, obviously. But there is another cover coming out this week by Jenny Frison, and it is Dazzler issue number 4 with the variant cover in the 1 in 50 virgin ratio variant. Again, like I said, done by Jenny Frison. Let me know down in the comments below which one you guys prefer. Is it the X Factor issue number 5 or 4? Sorry, issue number 4 by Jenny Frison featuring Polaris, and she looks freaking amazing, or is it Dazzler issue number 4 with Dazzler on the cover? I think it's going to be the X Factor. I think most people are going to like the X Factor, those vibrant greens, and she just looks so much better. There's something about the face and the Dazzler cover that makes it look a little fake, in my opinion. But guys, that's my opinion. My opinion can be whack sometimes, obviously. Now guys, next up, we have Laura Kinney, Wolverine, issue number 1. And we're starting this off because there's a bunch of covers for this that are really good. And we're starting it off with an exclusive. Now this is the 616 Comics exclusive cover done by Pablos Villalobos. There is a trade dress and there is a virgin, and they're both really good. This is a really good Lobos cover, in my opinion. But guys, there are more covers. There are 3 more covers for this, I think. Maybe 4 more covers for this book that I really like. Next up is the variant in the 1 in 100 virgin ratio variant done by J. Scott Campbell. It's not his best, but it's pretty stinking good. I really like this cover. Now, next up is the variant cover done by Jay Anceletto, and it's, again, really good. The only thing I don't like is the Krakoa tree in the back. I want just to be done with Krakoa forever. I never want to even think about that Age of X-Men ever again, but the art for Wolverine herself is fantastic. Now, the next one I really like is the Trinity Comics exclusive done by Peach Momoko. Some people will probably like it. Some people will hate it. I'm more on the like it train. And I also like that the, what's it called? The little thing up in the upper left-hand side with the number on it and everything. That's actually really cool. I am totally blanking on what that's called. And you guys can make fun of me down in the comments below. Now, the final cover that I really like for this is another exclusive. This is the Unknown Comics, Comics Traders, and Sleeping Giant exclusive cover. And it is done by Sabine Rich. And it's really, really good. And there is a trade dress in a virgin for this book. Now, we did talk about Mark Spears a little bit earlier, but guys, he is back. This is Superwoman Special, issue number 1 with the cover E, which is the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Mark Spears. You got Superwoman holding up Lobos, and he's like she is like shaking him, and there's like money and stuff falling out. It's pretty freaking fantastic. Now guys, next up is a holiday book, and this is Spirit of Vengeance, issue number 4 with the holiday variant done by Sergio Fernandez Davila. And this cover is just really good. You got Ghost Rider, and he did the whole Ghost Rider thing and made Santa's sleigh into his ghost riding machine or whatever. So good. And I just said ghost riding machine, and that is just fantastic that I said that. This is such a great cover. Now we have, how many more covers left? We have 1, 2, 3 covers left. Next up is Heatseeker Combustion, issue number 2 with the cover A, and the cover H foil virgin variant done by Derek Chu. And this is really good. I would say one of Derek Chu's better covers as of late. But next up is another cover for Heatseeker Combustion, issue number 2 with the cover K, blind bag wraparound virgin variant, almost said ratio, but it's just a virgin variant done by Brow, and it's curvy. It's amazing. It is a nude cover, so you have to be into nude covers to really enjoy that, but we're getting the blacked out version up on screen right now, but as you guys can tell, this is a really great cover. And we're going to wrap this up with Grim Tales of Terror 2024 Holiday Special, the cover C, done by Igor Lomov, and it is just another cover that is holiday-esque, a little sexy, a little terror-filled, and it is great. That's a great way to end the cover lover section for this week, which again is December 11th of 2024. But we're gonna go ahead and check out the next section, or move on to the next section, and that is checking out my pull list. Now, as you guys can see, this pull list is much smaller than the last few weeks. The last few weeks, it's been 20 plus books, and it was a little overwhelming, like sometimes 25. Next week, I believe there's 28 books on my pull list. But we're not talking about next week, we're talking about this week. Guys, those are my pull list, or this is my pull list, but you guys can't see what those books are, so let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, there's only a total of 15 books on my pull list. Of this 15, there is only one new #1. There are 4 DC books, 6 Marvel books, and 5 indie comics. Now guys, I read the previous issue to every single book you see on screen right here, except for Spirit of Vengeance issue #3. I just did not have time to fit in that last final issue, but that's okay, because we're not having a top 3 list this week. We're gonna only have the not top 3, but the books you gotta see. But we do have a chopping block book this week. So let's go ahead and find out what book is being chopped from my pull list. The book that's being chopped from my pull list this week is a new book. It's not a new #1, it is the second issue, but after reading Black Lightning issue #1, I knew immediately that I had to chop this book from my pull list. After reading issue #1, the writing was poor, the story was weak, the characters didn't have any hooks, any reasons to really care for what was happening to them. It was all just a very loose, weak story. And you could tell that it was written as kind of like a tie-in book to be able to handle things that weren't being covered in the main story, but were gonna be, somewhat important down the line. And that's just not a book that I need on my pull list right now. I want fully engaging stories with characters that I really care about, and character-driven stories. And this book right here, it was just so weak, and the art was not great in my opinion. So overall, this book is just, it has to be cut. And it's sad because I like the character of Black Lightning and his daughters, but it is being chopped from my pull list. All right, guys, that is the book that's being chopped from my pull list this week. Let's go ahead and move over to the new #1s that I think you guys should consider picking up this week because the stories sound really freaking good. There is one new #1 ongoing series and one shot coming out this week, and I'm pretty excited about both of them. Let's cover the ongoing book first, and that is Laura Kinney, Wolverine issue #1. Now, this is coming from the writer of Erica Schultz and has art by Giada Belviso. I want to say that's how it's pronounced, but Laura Kinney, guys. Laura Kinney is such an amazing character. I've really enjoyed her ever since Tom Taylor wrote the ongoing Wolverine series a little while ago. I think it was called All New Wolverine. That book was fantastic. It brought us Honey Badger. It brought us the Laura Kinney clones, which is actually technically Hunter Badger. But there were so many good parts and moments in that book that got me really involved in really caring about this character of Laura Kinney. And ever since then, this character has been left by the wayside, and I really hope that Erica Schultz is going to be able to lift her back to that same amazing status that she once was. Is it going to happen? I'm not 100% sure. Erica Schultz has told some really good stories and then some not so great stories. So I'm a little hesitant to go all in on this book, but there's so many good covers. And the story does sound okay. Let me go ahead and read the synopsis to you guys. The ultimate mutant defense. Wolverine takes the fight to those who stand as enemies of mutant kind. Laura Kinney was bred to be the ultimate assassin as X-23. She's long left that life behind, but as she encounters mutants being forced to use their powers against her will, Wolverine takes it up upon herself to right these wrongs, no matter who stands in her way. Dynamic scripter Erica Schultz and rising star artist Giada Belviso bring Wolverine on her first mission abroad in From the Ashes era, as Laura takes the fight to mutant oppressors wherever they may hide. Now, obviously, I've already shown you guys a bunch of the amazing variant covers, and this is just going to be a popular book because Laura Kinney is a popular character. So if you guys had not considered picking this book up, I would highly suggest you guys think about it because this could be a really cool book. Now, the book I'm really excited about is a one-shot, which is sad because I really like ongoing stories, but this is going to tie into a bigger part of the Ultimate Universe that is currently happening at Marvel Comics, and that is Ultimate Universe 1 Year In issue #1. Now, this is coming from the writer of Dennis Camp and has art by Jonas Scarf. Dennis Camp is the writer of the Ultimates series that's going on right now, and that's a really good book. But let's read the synopsis for this one. The clock is ticking down to the Maker's arrival. Dennis Camp flips the narrative on Ultimates and takes us inside the Maker's Council. The heroes of the Ultimate Universe aren't the only ones who have been preparing for the return of the Maker, and the clock is ticking down. This unique one-shot sets the stage for the second year of the Ultimate line and includes the debut of Ultimate versions of 2 major Marvel characters. I know one is Nick Fury, and I believe the other one is the Ultimate Wolverine. So guys, get really excited for this book. There are a bunch of variant covers for it. I'll show some of them up on screen right now. I will have already shown them during the reading of the synopsis. But guys, I am really pumped for this one-shot. This is the book that I'm truly, really excited about. All right, guys, that is the new number ones that I think you guys should consider picking up this week because the stories sound really good. Now, there is no top 3 books this week, so that means we're going to dive right into the not top 3, but the books you got to see. All right, guys, the not top 3, but the books you gotta see is my moment in this video to go over all the books that are on my pull list this week, and I break them down into 3 categories. There is the okay, which are books that I'm really not feeling, and I really can't suggest you guys pick up this book because, you know, the previous issue just really wasn't that great. There is the good, which are solid comic books, and I'm really enjoying them, and I think you guys should consider maybe picking these books up. And then there is the great, and these were previous issues that were just so good that I'm like pumped and like really excited to get my hands on the next issue of that book. Now there is also the did not read. I did not read the previous issue to this book, and that is Spirits of Vengeance issue number 3. So I don't know if I should or should not be excited for issue number 4, but this book is on my pull list. But guys, let's go ahead and kick off this list with the okay. There is one book in the okay section, and that is Transformers issue number 15. Issue number 14 was such a low point in the series for me. It was poorly written, in my opinion. Cheesily written. Actually, let me rephrase that. It was not poorly written. It was cheesy. It was so cheesy. Starscream was put on, or the top half of Starscream was attached to a tank, and humans were driving him around, and it was so dumb. Like, so dumb. And then he got free somehow at the end because he ran into some other Decepticons and they freed him and they killed all the humans. It was really dumb. It was like one of the dumbest issues I've read of Transformers since it started 14 issues ago. And it has me not excited for issue number 15, even though I believe issue number 15 is supposed to be a big moment in the book because there are some big covers for it. There was that 1 in 100 done by Dustin Gwynn. So something is going on with issue number 15. So I'm excited, but the last issue just was okay. But I am excited for the series as a whole, but the last issue has this book in the okay column. All right, guys, the good books. We're going to kick this off with Batman and Robin, issue number 16. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. And yeah, this series has been pretty good so far. The first issue was probably the weakest, which is issue number 14. Issue number 15, which I read yesterday, was a solid, good detective issue. And then he's also working on the relationship between Damian and Bruce. They've always been at not like a full father and son relationship, and I think Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to take some time in this run to really build upon that relationship, and I think that's going to be a great idea for these characters moving forward. Now next up is Kaya, issue number 23. This is written and drawn by Wes Craig. We're 22 issues in right now. 23 comes out tomorrow, and this is just a solid book. Some issues have been on the great, some issues have been in the good, but this has never fallen into the okay section. This has been such a fun ride so far. And I'm not going to try to synopsize 22 issues. That's going to be crazy. It's just a really solid book. Next up, Minor Arcana, issue number 4. Issue number 3 was fantastic, but it was formulaic. This book would have been in the great, but it was just so formulaic. You saw everything unfolding before it actually happened. You're like, oh, this is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. And every time it actually happened. So there was nothing fun about this issue. It was good, but because it was written by Jeff Lemire and the story overall is going to move in a very interesting direction. But issue number 3 was just super formulaic. Witchblade issue number 6 is the next book, and this continues just to be a good book. I wish it could go into great, but the writing is not great. The writing is good. The artwork overall is, again, good. It's not great. So it's just a good book. This book could be chopped for just like, you know, if I really needed to cut back on my pull list, but I don't need to right now. So this book is just going to stay on the pull list because it's a good, fun read. The next up is Uncanny X-Men issue number 7. Normally this book is in the great. Normally this book is on the top 3 list, but issue number 6, guys, I don't know. The writing was cheesy, but had really good character moments in it, especially with the new children. But the overall cheese factor was really heavy throughout the whole entire book. There was multiple moments between Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine that were like really dumb. There was an interaction between Jubilee and some bad guys that was like pretty dumb. And just, I don't know, there was something about that issue which had good moments and bad moments that really just had a mix just to put it right in the good. And the artwork changed. It was David Marquez for a very long time, and now I forgot who the artist was. And it's just, he didn't have that level of sophistication that David Marquez has. And so that's why this book landed in the good and not the great. Now, a shocker to me, X Factor issue number 4, which I read right before recording this video, has X Factor number 5 actually in the good column. Because issue number 4, this book is a little formulaic. It's a little cheesy, but there's some really fun moments happening in this book, which has me enjoying it, and it's going to keep this book on my pull list because I could seriously consider chopping it, because it is revolved around some stupidity around social media, and I have a very large distaste for social media, but overall this book is growing on me. There's some really cool character moments that are happening, and that's what got me, that's what has its hooks in me, which is keeping me involved and keeping this book on my pull list. Now let's go ahead and move over to the great books. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I put them in order. So the last book will be the book that would have made the number 1 spot. So we're gonna start it off with The Incredible Hulk, issue number 20. I read issue number 19 yesterday. This book has been on the good, it's been on the okay, it's hopped around all over the place, but issue number 19 was really good. The character Charlie had a fantastic moment. The Hulk had a really good moment against, oh man, I'm forgetting the big villain name in it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to remember. I'll put it up on screen while I'm editing the video, but had a great moment against the villain that he was fighting all along, and Charlie's now free, the Hulk is free, and I just cannot wait to see where these characters are going to go. And I really like the character shift for Charlie. She's not just a human anymore. There's something a little more special to her, and that's pretty freaking cool. And the art by Nick Klein was fantastic. Now, in the number 3 spot, let's say, is Green Lantern issue number 18. Issue number 17 was so much fun. So much fun. There were so many good moments for both the Lanterns and the villains in the book, and just some, you saw where their story is going, and it's exciting. I love what Jeremy Adams is doing with this book. Jeremy Adams is the writer on this book, and I'm just excited for the Green Lantern once again, because at the beginning of this run, I was a little worried that we weren't going to get to that really big moment where I was truly sucked into the Green Lantern world, but I am now, because they're in turmoil. They don't know exactly what's happening with the Spectrum, and we're gonna find out soon, and it's so cool. Now, in the number 2 spot, we got DC vs. Vampires World War V issue number 5, not 4, issue number 5. This book is so good. It's written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Otto Schmidt, and it is just a fantastic Elseworld tale that is so fun. If you like vampires and you want to see what the DC world would look like if it was basically ran by vampires, this is the book for you. There were some great moments with Alfred, who is still alive, he's still a human, and Damian Wayne. We found out who was wearing the Batman costume, and I was not a fan of that. But just because I wasn't a fan of it does not mean it wasn't a good moment for the story. I just wish it was a different character. And just, and then there was a big moment at the very end where there was a character that I thought was dead, is not dead, and it's a vampire. And that could mean some big ramifications are coming in the future. So guys, just like, if you're not reading this, definitely check it out. And the number 1 book that I'm most excited about coming out this week is FML issue number 2. This book was so good. It's written by Kelly Sue DeConnick. At least I'm 99% sure. I don't have my notes in front of me right now. And I'll put the artist up on screen right now as well. This book is definitely the best read, or I should say issue number 1 of this book was the read of the week for me. It was so good. It's setting up a new world for some kids who are growing up in today, and Kelly Sue DeConnick did such a great job of painting the picture of teenagers today, especially for, you know, 44-year-old men, and how I see the world. It's how she wrote it. There were some great moments of artwork in here because they bounce around with different styles in the book. There is the main style, but they use other styles to really highlight certain moments in the book, which was so fantastic. And just the story overall of like kids trying to fit in when, like, you know, high school is so hard. It's so hard finding your people, fitting in, and just surviving the teenage years. It's just, so Kelly Sue DeConnick did such a good job. I'm really excited for issue number 2. There's some great covers. Just, it is the book that I'm most excited to get my hands on this week. All right, guys, that is the end of today's video. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Can you guys believe it's almost Christmas? We're just like 2 weeks away, maybe a little over 2 weeks. Was today the 10th? Yeah, we're 15 days away, so just over 2 weeks. It's bananas. It's bananas how fast time flies. And yeah, the days aren't getting any longer, so it's gonna keep going faster and faster. I hope you guys have, like, you know, finished most of your shopping already. If you haven't, get to it. And just so you know, Amazon will tell you if the package will arrive before Christmas as you're ordering things. Just a little hint if you guys haven't finished your shopping just yet. But guys, that is the end of today's video. New comic book day, December 11th of 2024. I'm really pumped for some of these books. I'm really excited for next week. You know it's gonna be complete overload and there's no way I'm gonna be able to read all the previous issues to next week, but I'm gonna do my best. But I think it's 25 books I have to read, and I don't know when I'm gonna fit that in. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. If you're still watching this video right now, you guys know what you are. You guys are legends, the amazing supporters of this channel. Now, if you guys watch that video and you guys enjoy comic book content, but you're not subscribed, and you enjoy like looking at the future of comic books, like what's coming down the pipe, then this is the channel for you. So I just gotta say, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. I don't know why I did this. Smash that like button. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. I'll be back on Thursday or Friday with my final order cutoff video. No comics and beer this week. Nate has another wrestling tournament on Friday, so I won't get home until like 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 at night. So there will be no time for comics and beer. So hopefully maybe the following week, I don't know, I'll let you guys know. So have yourself a great week, a great new comic book day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.